Let's get this underway. It is 7 PM on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. We'll open the special meeting in place of the committee of committees meeting. Do roll call, please.
Yep, I have trustees Chris Samples.
Here.
John Talbot.
Here.
William Luxinger.
Here.
Nathan Maz.
Here.
Jen Christensen. Here. Bill Motisi is absent. President Rick Worm.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabedi.
Here.
I clerk Sandy Maz. I'm here. Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here.
Park Supervisor Nathan Hill.
Here.
Attorney Dan Bolin.
Here.
And Engineer Matt Hansen's in the public.
Mr.
Like they're on the ball.
Entertain a motion for the meeting minutes.
Motion to approve April 4th, 2023 special meeting of the village board minutes.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve the April 4th, 2023 special meeting of the village board minutes. Jen seconds. Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Approved 702. I have nothing until later for the agenda. We'll move on to Sandy.
I have nothing.
Brenda,
Nothing.
reports to the committees. Jen,
Nothing.
William,
Chris, ready? Brenda?
You have nothing.
all right. Ordinance enforcement's not here. John,
I guess I have a couple things.
you do?
Nate, you want to comment on any of these?
Approving the grant agreement for the OSLED grant.
That's it. That one's 2322, John.
I'll go ahead and make a motion for the approval of resolution number 23-22, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a grant agreement between the state of Illinois, Illinois Department of Natural Resources and Village of Davidson.
Second. John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-22. Nathan second. Is there any discussion on that resolution? Not? Roll call, please.
Jen.
Yes.
Bill is absent. John.
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
William.
Yes.
Did we have
You-
the?
That's
you
the
can move to
704.
the next one.
Can I do that one?
Yes, good.
What's the number?
23.
I want to make a motion to approve resolution number 23-23, a resolution approving and authorizing the purchase of real estate. PIN number 11-22-226-004.
Second.
William makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-23. Nathan seconds. Discussion on that resolution.
A little clarity, I did confirm with the seller that I was wrong. The property does not go to the western edge of the park. It does stop where the GIS map does show it.
Meets the eastern edge, stops short of the western edge.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Bill is absent. John.
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
William.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Motion also passes 704. Anything further, John?
Thank you, William, for putting all that together on the lands. Someday we'll do something with it. No, that's it, Rick.
All right. Chris?
I don't know. I don't know what's on there, so I don't want that because I don't remember saying that we were going to discuss it this week.
We are not.
There you go. Nope, not
Moving to next week. Nathan?
Nothing.
All right. Anybody have anything on unfinished business?
No.
Brenda says no, so we should be quiet. All right, so we're gonna revisit my section under the president. What are we, 23, 24?
Yep.
All right, so I cannot make a motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion, resolution number 23-24, resolution approving the name of a village street, Lushlinger Lane.
Second. That couldn't be better. All right, I will clarify. John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-24, a resolution approving the name of village street, Luxinger Lane. Nathan second.
Sorry, I only know him 15, 20 years.
Oh, is there any discussion on this motion?
Yes. This is not needed. It is greatly appreciated because there was no resolution in the packet.
Not for you, there wasn't.
Yeah, Do I venture to guess it's down the road at the development?
It is.
Show you.
He will show you where it is.
Oh, hold on.
And with as instrumental as you were.
Hope we put it on the front.
There it is, in that bubble.
That might deter business.
I thought that's where the.
Only those that know you.
It is not needed. It is greatly appreciated. I think some board members laughed at me when I said we should buy 24.5 acres of land about
True.
7 or 8 years ago.
Bill's not here, but.
What's mom?
That will definitely spur development.
I'll save the rest for later, but thank you.
Any further discussion on this resolution? Roll call, please.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill's absent.
That was rightfully passed at 7:07.
You want to.
I do. It's one of my side. To that, similar to Mr. Grimes,
Full.
different from Mr. Grimes. This is a lot of street sign.
Should it say Chief Luxinger?
Probably should.
So much space on a sign.
That was the tough.
So with that,
Should be red.
how long has it been, William? 12, 13 years?
12, I think.
Well,
You came on the board. I didn't know what to make of you at first.
I get that a lot.
I can't say enough good, truly. If anybody wants to know how to be a board member on any board, ask William. One of the things I've always said about him is that we can adamantly disagree during a meeting. We can be absolutely 180 degrees off from one another at the end of the meeting or at the end of that section of the meeting. It no longer matters. It's over. And we're back to being the way we were. The things William has done for this village in that time has been outstanding. The man has phenomenal ideas. He's great at the follow through. You know, it's envious in the way he comes up with ideas. I'm absolutely just flabbergasted sometimes where he comes up with this stuff, and it's just great. It has been since day one. You know, the role that I sit in, we get to place people in where we feel they can do the most good or the least harm in the roles they take. And from the time that Ken placed him into the positions he was in from Parks, he did just outstanding. All the way through getting into finance. And one of the goals we set at the beginning of taking over was to have a balanced budget. And I can honestly say he's driven that and then some. $3 million grant. I don't know how much you were involved in the $600,000 grant. But the $100,000 to buy the property, the relationship with the landowners to buy the property that we're adding 10 acres to our park. Again, William, I'm going to miss you. I will truly, truly miss you being at this meeting. And to you, thank you for all this time. Hey,
none of us are gonna make it through without crying. You go first, Chris.
I just want to say thank you. Be hard to follow.
Well, I know we're already taking a step down. Yeah, Rick hit a lot of things I would have said to William. A couple of years ago, we used to spend a lot of time talking on the phone about different things. Sometimes we were on the same page and sometimes we weren't. But one thing I think I struggled initially as a board member is I couldn't walk away from a meeting and forget things. I just seemed to carry them, and I kind of learned a lot of different things about mannerisms from Rick and also from you, and I appreciate that. And again, to his family, thank you for giving them up. Then again, you may appreciate him having a guaranteed night out of the house too. But best of luck with everything you do, William. Thank you again.
All right, I'll go and I'm gonna try and make it through. So for the last 12 years, I've had the benefit of watching you take the Public Health and Safety Committee with no defined role in this village and turn it into a contributing committee to this board. For a hot minute, you did something in parks, not sure what. Then you moved on to being an integral part of securing a Dollar General, to your financial wherewithal to set the village up for a long-term success by paying off the IEPA loan 6 years early, your latest accomplishment of working closely with Willett Hoffman to obtain the $3 million grant for economic development. Without your driving force, many of these things would not have occurred. I speak on behalf of myself and all the village residents, past and present, who do not understand the impact that your tenure as a village trustee has had on this village when I say thank you for all you've done. I am privileged to say that I've worked with you as a fellow board member and now as an employee, and I wish you the best of luck.
I'm just crying. So
I know.
I put all my feelings in the recitals to the resolution. They're available for your review. But really proud of your accomplishments on this board and for this village over the years.
Keep it simple, just say thank you.
I didn't plan anything to say, but I'll thank you for having Rick recommend me to be on the board and be able to work with you, even though I get to see you more than most people do. But this community is going to greatly appreciate everything you've done.
Good job. I don't really have much to say. Other than could have warned me better before I got on here.
Too late.
Although, congratulations and good luck to you.
Thanks for the service. Great working with you. I think you kind of adding on to what everybody else said. I think it should be good about your accomplishments in the village and grow. But now than when you got on the board. So I think, when you drive through town, you can kind of look at things going up and you can kind of say, I was kind of a part of that. And I think, you as well as the rest of the board members, and when you're here for all the meetings or the one meeting a month and all, every time everybody is looking out for what's best for the village. It's good to have people like yourself willing to serve and stuff on boards. I'm gonna miss you at the annual meetings.
He might still show up.
Hey.
I usually have a guest position available. I'm sure I can sneak in you and Jamie.
Well,
The first lady would like to say something.
I want to let you know that all the things that everybody said here today really truly are real. I didn't think I'd cry when I say this, but you have literally been like the rock for my husband during the time you guys have served together, whether it be as trustees or as the president. I hear him verbally say things like, I'm so grateful for William. So don't think that for a second, that all of the things you've done for this village, have been taken lightly. And I think Jen said it best. The people of this town are going to appreciate all of your hard work for years and years to come. So I'll miss you too at IML. But he might still show up, but I wish you the best in all your endeavors. You know where we live. Don't be too much of a stranger. And I'll wish
You were your better half first.
I'm not running the meeting. You can go.
Always the better half first.
When we first got on the board, I was like, the kids were young and I needed him home. And I was like, it's just one more thing to add to your plate. And we don't need, you know, we need you here. But then when I saw all the wonderful things he's doing and things he was implementing and making the community better, I knew it was where we needed. So I was more than willing to share him with you every week on Tuesday nights. Super, super proud of him. Everything he's done. Not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe I texted him and I said, hey, can you give me a rundown of everything you can remember you've done for the village and the accomplishments you made? And he was like, what? Why do you need to know? I was like, I just want to know. Like, I want to look back and look at everything we accomplished over these 12 years. And there's a whole heck of a lot. So, very proud of you.
I have one credit.
That's with the public works.
Years ago, went by on guys, and now you guys are moving back to Wilmington.
Way too much time, so.
Not stuck here, like.
You know, we have boards.
You should run for the
need
next time.
You learn.
It's a different thing. Anybody else in the public? John?
I'd like to say a couple things. Unfortunately, I don't get to attend many of the meetings, but first of all, I want to say thank you to support of the board, the village, and the inception, the creation of Fitness Junction. A lot of people had a lot to do with it, and we wouldn't be where we are today without, quite frankly, all of you and the community. But I'm going to give a special recognition to that man right there, because he changed my life, literally, and Rick, and he took a chance on me and believed in me, and now here we are. So you literally changed my life, and I'll never forget that. Thank you.
I bet you won't miss the garbage meetings.
I don't know.
Not one bit. Although some of them got kind of entertaining, especially during COVID.
As William came close to the end of his time with us and we knew it was ending, we started moving Chris into a lot of the roles that William had filled, because Chris is moving to finance. Right?
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah, and it was funny when I talked to Sandy shortly after we started moving some of those responsibilities over. And she's like, Chris asked, why am I getting all these emails? William has always been put in the role of, if something happened to me, there's somebody that knows everything that's going on. That is an elected official that knows everything that's going on, so that somebody could just step right into this role and continue in the village government to be. Chris has now taken that over. But it's funny because there is so much that comes to you that you have to do. And William has done it time and time again. And I wish I didn't have to sit through 9 more years of negotiations with the landfill, but
Might be.
that's where we are, I think, at this point, 9 or 10, some silly number.
But if it takes 9 years, that's what's better for the village.
We'll keep fighting. But again, William, greatly appreciate you, everything you've done. Always been there for this village. I think you've always put the village first in what you decide. And I greatly appreciate that. It's your turn.
I don't even know where to start. I thought about writing a speech. I thought about writing things down, but honestly, I didn't have time for my life now. I will say the one thing that is nice is that I do get to go out on my terms. I made the decision a few years back. I think I even questioned my wife as to should I rerun. I think it was the last time, and she told me I had to because things weren't done. There were still things in the works. Back in 2010, actually, I had no intentions of running. It was through the what I had heard was being promoted or promised or pushed through the village board at the time I disagreed with. And I came to a meeting and, I believe what I told myself was that if this is the people that represent me and the city council, good Lord help me. Most importantly was, one. So I decided to run. And Lord, I won. Lo and behold, did this community know what they were getting involved in at that time? But the first thing I tackled that I remember was that I got involved with and I dug my heels in and worked on was getting 2 new warning sirens in this community.
Yeah.
That was the very first thing I did that I can recall. And seeing the end product of your work was pretty rewarding. To know that we took what was 1 warning siren in this community to 3 through, and it wasn't just as simple as going out and buying sirens, put them up, because they got to get put on the county network. They got to get approved through, in this area, they got to get approved through Exelon, which we actually took the nuclear plants, outdated sirens, refurbished, got them for free as an intergovernmental agreement. We paid the installation and we paid the maintenance on them. And now we have 3 overlapping layers of warning sirens in the community. And that was just the first step. After that, I don't even know what I did, to be honest. My wife asked me what, my wife asked me to list what I accomplished, and I thought she was joking.
So,
And then I started to do it.
oh,
For the list, and I know.
yes.
So,
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you did in parks.
I built the park,
10 acre.
the 10-acre, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
They have to save money. Saved a lot.
You took over parks right after Ken did.
Yeah, so honestly, I'll probably find a text, but as I drive through town, I see, I'll never be able to drive to this town and not say that I was a part of that or that or that. I feel, though everything is always a board decision and collective effort, Dollar General, I was heavily involved in. John, then I created the small business grant, which I think you utilized once or twice. The company up on North Junction Road. I don't even know. After I got put into finance, the first thing I said was, we need a balanced budget, and we did a balanced budget, and we were, I don't want to use the term scrolling away money, but we had a lot of money sitting aside in local banks, and while we were paying God knows how much in interest on an IEP loan, that just didn't make any sense to me. So we made a drawdown effect as our CDs cashed out. We overpaid on the loan, which in turn is going to free up capital of over $750,000 6 years early.
Yes.
As well as save us $500,000 in interest. I don't, you have to find the text. I don't remember everything else I was involved in. There's been the one problem I always said, that when I ran into people in government, they go, "Where are you from?" And I say Davis Junction, and they go, "Oh, I'm not familiar with that." I always told them, we have the one problem that every other municipality wants. And it's that we had too much money. It came in from the landfill, the tipping fees. And when you have a surplus of money, and sometimes things aren't necessarily have much oversight, but then again, people challenge you more at times. And we spent a lot of money on legal. We spent a lot of money defending ourselves. People see a small town, they think they can push it over. So we spent a lot of time defending ourselves and our reasonings and our codes and our ordinances and our laws. And we have to continue that. I will say to this board and for Pat, when you get on the board, welcome, by the way. You can have a debate on a topic. You can have a healthy discussion. You can argue every which way about a topic, your position, your feelings on a topic, whatever it is. But when the decision's done, you move on to the next topic. You can't take anything personal inside the four walls of this chamber of what goes on in the aspects of government. That's what government is. I think this position, my time in Davis Junction, led me and gave me the base foundation to actually encourage me to go to get my degrees. And hence, through the support of the clerk and our law firm, gave me a recommendation to pursue my master's degree, which hopefully I will finish this year. All of which together got me to where I am now in my professional life in my current position. Without my time on this village board, I would not have gotten that spark or interest in it. Going back to, the Durfee Lane. I was a heavy part of that. I actually, because I was on shift as a fireman, I was, had a lot of days off. So I did a lot of the daytime stuff. The village actually gave me access to a check and a bank account here with money in it. And I went down to Oregon, and I went to an estate sale, and I bought 2 acres, 2.5 acres. I don't remember.
Isabel.
At an estate sale. And they go, the opening price is $63,000. And I go, I'll give you 63,000 and a penny. And we won it. We bought the country lane, we tore it down. We made the argument that for the interest of public safety and the interest of the infrastructure of water and sewer, the road had to go through. It looped the waterway that benefits Ogle Crossing. No longer had stagnant water in that entire southern community. Trust me, we got a lot of flack and pushback about putting that lane through, but it was what's best for the community. And that's the way I always decided to lead and do things, is what I felt was best for the community. Buying 24.5 acres, I think people chuckled. And my mindset was, if we don't buy it, somebody else will. And then we have no control over it. And we rented it out to a farmer for 5 or 6 years. And then got a $3 million grant to build a retail subdivision that includes an 8,000 square foot building. 9.
It's been upsized.
Good. That's. I won't drive through this town without seeing what I've been a part of. Lincoln Way. I didn't spearhead that project, but Park Avenue, the expansion of the Tanker Park. There's a long list.
Your name is on the monument.
It is on a monument. I will say, if I were to stand this board, I would have 3 objectives moving forward. And this is what I would challenge the current board to do moving forward. This isn't a town of 500 people anymore, not a town of 1,500 people anymore. It's not a town of a budget of $500,000. What's our annual operating budget now?
Somewhere between 4 to 6, depending on the year.
Yeah.
Right. That's the revenue is equivalent, and that's our operating budget. It's not a small town fly by the seat. The 3 things that this community needs to do to be successful moving forward. Number 1, and this is my opinion, and this is my recommendation to this board. You need to hire a village administrator. You don't have to change your form of government. You can still stay a village trust president and trustee format of government, but you can authorize powers to a village administrator to handle the day-to-day operations and keep track of the lawsuits or the negotiations or stuff that happened today. Those aspects of things. And it's not that expensive. And this board does not lose any legal powers or any authority whatsoever. That is what will move this village into the next step, in my opinion. The second thing, we've done a great job we've known the pond needed to be worked on for a long time, right? We just had to find the way to fund it. finally done that. We're getting that done. The next step is a new village hall. That needs to happen. And well, you don't have to happen next year, but you have to have a plan because this is not going to cut it much longer. And the last thing is going to come down to the employees. We have great employees. We do. We have great dedicated staff. But what we have seen and what you will continue to see is that when we attract bright, aspiring, young, full-time employees into this community, they're going to get a little bit of experience, then they're going to go elsewhere because of a slightly better benefit package, i.e. an IMRF retirement. It's already happened. We see it. We've seen it before and before. The three things I would challenge this board: village administrator, settle on your village hall. I like lot 1, or I'd even go into down the road in the new property. And you got to figure out how to convert the staff to IMRF. That's how you're going to retain and recruit better employees, the future next generation workers, as well as retain and reward your current excellent staff. And then again, have your debates, have your discussion, move on to the next topic, and then just don't settle for the status quo. Don't just go through the motions here. Be proactive. Think outside the box. Outside of reading off my list. I gave her my list, and then hell, as I was driving home later that day, I was like, oh, well, there's this, that, and that. And I couldn't remember, but I wouldn't be where I'm at now personally and professionally without the experience in working with this government body and the personnel in this body. I've enjoyed every Tuesday night. Well, I can't say that. I've enjoyed most Tuesday nights here. There's one thing I also learned is that government is not fast and it is not efficient. So do not expect government to be fast or efficient, because it's not going to be. And it took me probably, and this is what I shared with everybody else who came through this board and everybody else that comes through my employer and their board. And Pat, you're not going to understand crap for 9 months. You're going to sit here and you're going to go, okay, all right. You're not going to know the reports you're reading. You're not going to understand the treasury report. You're not going to understand the warrant list. You're definitely not going to know the background history to what's being discussed or topics. And you're not going to know the reasons why we do some things. So ask questions. Why are we doing this? Well, because 5 years ago, we did an asphalt project and a company came in and tore off our roads and then decided to go pave school parking lots for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So why do we do things the way we do? It's because of lessons learned. So it probably took me 18 months before I had a real grasp as to what went on a daily basis in this village. And it wasn't because of lack of trying. Sandy, thanks for always keeping us on the straight and narrow. You're one of the most dedicated employees here. Brenda, Brett, I enjoyed working with every single one of you. Rick, thanks for giving me an assignment that fit my needs and gave me the opportunity to kind of navigate and circumvent how I felt I needed to for the village, and then didn't dedicate me to a single position. Chris, you thought you were going to be out here in 4 years.
4 more.
I like when you came on the board, you had a plan, you had a thought process. And from my perspective, I think you adapted it. You realized that it wasn't going to be fully that way, but you still were able to do things the way you wanted to do it. But you also adapted to the way the village needed it done. And I think you and I are one of those, actually, everybody on this board here currently, we have the opportunity to debate our positions, our thoughts. And I don't want to use the term who won or lost, but whatever side the decision fell on, I think this current board for the most part, has the ability to understand that the decision's been made and you move on. And then every night, you walk out the door and you move on to the next topic. And
Life doesn't stop.
agreed.
Keeps going.
Could sit and ramble on for another hour probably.
Still be one of the shorter meetings.
John, you've been here collectively longer than any of us, I think.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah.
You always have the best interest of the community at heart as well. So I appreciate that. And keep moving your department forward. Nate, we have a great asset in bringing him down from back from Rockford, doing great things with the park. Brett, you are one of the most dedicated employees I know. Thank you. I see you out at night sometimes. You always answer the phone when I call. Actually, I do a lot of my work now in the evening for village stuff. And I appreciate when you guys all answer the phone. You don't have to, you're off duty, you've clocked out, but that just shows your dedication to the community, your departments, and moving this village forward. Jen, you were my handpick for the opening. I actually went right to Rick and I said, I got the perfect candidate. Glad you accepted. You are doing great things with the community department head. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing those events. Doing a great job. And Nate, you bring a sense of humor that I used to have on this.
You got 10 more years to catch
The utilities, speaking of utilities, the wage increase, the pricing, we all butted heads on that. That was probably one of our biggest.
We've put our heads on that for 18 years.
Yeah.
That's why it'll always be one of those ones we fight over because it affects the residents so greatly.
That's one of those that, nobody wants to make that decision.
Right.
But when you sit up on this, was it the dossier? You sit up in one of these chairs, you have to make a tough decision, and raising the rates on the residents is extremely difficult. Not only the usage rate, but then to implement what would you call that?
Base fee?
The base fee to establish a fund. For those that, in the audience, our sewer fund, the water fund operate at a loss. We lose money on it on a regular basis. It doesn't turn a profit. So.
And by law, we're supposed to charge what it costs us.
Correct. For decades, it was being supplemented by landfill costs, and our landfill revenue just continued to depreciate year after year after year, and it was not a sustainable operation. And when the SCADA system broke, I believe it was the first time we realized or knew that there was no fund established to make a repair in the water sewer or the wastewater system.
There was supposed to be a sinking fund and it never was.
We established a rate increase as well as a base fee to create an account that will fund the water department and the sewer department. And that was probably one of the longest standing debates we had, was what to charge and how to charge it. And I think, if I remember right, I think I just got tired of having the argument week after week, and I think I just made a motion.
On schedule now.
I don't remember.
As long as you keep talking, we can't remove you from the seat.
Oh.
Take a Michael. You good?
Good job.
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't think anybody else.
Oh, man, there it is.
Hey, Jamie, Miles got a sample away.
Got a whittle and knife at home?
Oh, she don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
You started it first, like.
You two gotta stop.
They all look bigger, like when they're not.
Was my glasses are blurry or my
tall in
eyes?
the air.
That's from John. Are you allowed?
Yeah, you can, it's safe. You can, open.
Safe for work opening?
safe for children.
Okay.
Yep, whenever he is.
Taking my log and I'm leaving. Taking my log and I'm going home.
Get by that meeting.
Standing kind of in front of.
Yeah.
Paul?
Going to you guys sworn in. So. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been elected to the office of village trustee in the village of Davis Junction, county of Ogle, state of Illinois, do solemnly swear that I'll support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of village trustee to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Give that to him too.
Yeah, my goodness.
For now.
Oh,
You could.
He's not.
Motions.
That one is yours.
You prefer Patrick or Pat?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Either one's fine.
Hey, some people around here are very picky about
So
it.
we have Nathan, we have Nathan and Nate.
Just remember, longer hair, longer name.
Yeah. Because he didn't run appropriately like he should have in 2015.
All right. Oh, Patrick, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You do your old hat. All right, committee appointments. We are eliminating ordinance enforcement. It is just gonna become ordinances. That will be a legislative job where they will just review ordinances and bring them up to us for improvements, and that will be Mr. Motisi.
What did you call it again?
Ordinance enforcement staff. We have a company doing that now.
All right.
John, you were moving the streets. You're aware of that? Chris, you will be finance.
Don't mess it up, Ethan.
What do you?
Same at
Treasurer?
Yes. Dan, you want to stay on attorney?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Do you want to do anything? Patrick, you're gonna do utilities? So you'll be working closely with Brett. You're staying as party trustee.
Gee, am I the only one that gets to stay in the same place?
Like William
Don't be
said,
so awesome
keep doing
at
it, keep doing it. Nathan, you're going to,
It's left.
Parks. Had to think of the last one. Going to Parks. That was recommended by your sister-in-law, by the way, in case you hate it. So that will be the committees going forward. Sandy will direct email accordingly.
See you, Nate. Where's my gift? Don't get.
It'd be Nate squared now, so.
It was, and to,
You want
So,
yeah, we're at public.
Did you have anything, Glenda?
That's what I was thinking. We're scared of the name, so we usually do. Muted.
She is muted.
Yeah, she just messaged me, so I know she can hear us.
There she is.
Oh, I'm here, guys. No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any of the board members, employees, appointed officers have anything for the betterment of the community of the board?
No.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
John makes a motion to adjourn, Chris seconds. Second on adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Doesn't count. There's